Child, so Mr. Tic-Tac-Toe Face, Blueface, was out last night with Hazel E, with Nasal E, telling her she needs some young meat. And she like, yeah, I need a stepdaddy. Meanwhile, Chris Shine holding up the TSA lines, crying her eyes out. Because Blueface, I don't even know if this is called upgraded, but then transferred from the young stinking cat to some old cougar cat. Some refurbished coochie. Girl, Blueface ain't gonna weary me. Exactly. Anyway, happy Friday, friend. It's a great day in the neighborhood. This video gonna be kind of short, friend. I had to rush and come get my work bestie some flowers for her birthday. Exactly. Y'all know the one I be talking about. I was supposed to yesterday, but I was on live last night with y'all cooking dressing. Cooking dressing on a Thursday, which it was so good. I had some for lunch. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about Carlos Cass stay in the lawsuit king. Carlos Cass stay in court king. Nah, child. Tell me why the girlie is suing Lateshia, Selena, and Carlos Kingdom Reign, OWN Network, all of the things. I'm sorry. The only thing Selena then brought to us, and I love my Scorpio girlies, beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. The only thing Selena then brought to us is an assault case and a lawsuit. Where is JJ and So Gucci? At least JJ bought the funny. At least JJ was funny. If I'm just going off Selena being pretty, so Gucci was pretty too, and she could dress better than Selena. Not like I'm comparing the two, but I'm just saying. So after y'all seen Selena this season and last season, would y'all rather have JJ and So Gucci or Selena and what's Mike's name? Is that her is that her fiance name? Mike. I'm sorry. Bring me JJ and So Gucci back. Exactly. And find Akeisha, child. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that. We also go talk about Mr. Hip Dip Marceau. He throwing shade to somebody over there on Facebook. I don't know if it's to Martell or whatever, but I'm going to tell y'all what he's talking about. We also going to talk about the Braxtons real quick, and then we're going to get up out of here. Exactly. So get you a little cocktail. Are y'all having a cocktail? It is Friday. I might have a cocktail. I think I might go live tonight after Belle Collective. On the preview, it don't look like they really talking about nothing, except Marie gonna chime in and basically call Latrice a fake ass bitch. So I guess the beef is gonna be reignited between Latrice and Marie. But Ready to Love Detroit's coming on. Exactly. So I may go live later on this evening. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's talk about Marceau Shady Nagueros. So I told y'all I've been on Lateshia Scott watch. I'm convinced after all of the comments, maybe she down in Puerto Rico or Cuba getting sucked and plucked before the reunion. Lateshia, if you come out looking fine as hell at the reunion, girl, we already clocked your tea. Your tea has been clocked. Exactly. Anyway, so Marcel posted on Facebook, he said nobody is happier to see you than the person that was just finished talking shit about you behind your back, which I agree. There's some fake cause like that, people like that at my job all the time. Exactly. Jess was talking shit about me, and hey, how are you today? Exactly. Excuse me, y'all. Somebody made me mad this morning, as you could see. Exactly. So I can't wait to get off and start my weekend. Anyway, so Marcel posted that nobody is happy to see you than the person who's just talking shit behind your back. Somebody in the comments commented, you must be talking about Martell. He gonna say, no, sweetie, I'm not a cartoon character where I don't exist outside of the episode. I said, okay, bitch. You ate that a little bit. But are you talking about Martell trying to be shady? Or are you just generally speaking? Martell don't exist outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I mean, until recently, where he posting the kids. And if you was on my live last night, I feel like the only reason he's posting the Eminem kids now is so he can get engagement on his platforms. Because it's not like you just like to post your kids, because you wasn't posting Dangerous Son all of this time. if you just a proud father that always like to post your kids, why you don't post Dandruff's son all the time on your Instagram page? He ain't posted him in years, but in the last week or so, now you posting the Eminem kids. It's because you getting more comments, you getting more likes, and we all know you need that money off that Instagram page because Dandruff ain't got a job in the first. And it's gonna take her about 8 years to finish what she say, she in the RN program? Child, how much y'all want to bet in 2027 that girl ain't got her RN degree? I don't know. Hopefully she will. Exactly. This gonna be a positive video. No polluted coochie, no dandruff formed against me shall prosper. Exactly. Anyway, so speaking of positivity, since I want to be on some positive shit, Duckwing, why was I getting ready to call that girl Duckwing Duck? No. Carly Red, actually Carly Red, I will say this. Remember how everybody was talking about Carly Red and her lips and her fillers and stuff like that? And if you a day one loving hip hop fan, you know that Carly Red is pretty. Like naturally, hold on y'all. Naturally, Carly Red is pretty. When she started putting all those fillers and stuff in her face, that's when stuff started messing up. But I think they're dissolving because she's starting to look kind of back like regular. Anyway, so I found this interesting. Carly Red is going to law school. She's not going to law school, but she's taking law classes. I'm assuming she's taking her prerequisites. Maybe she's applying to law school. But it says that she's been taking law classes in the wake of her divorce and legal battle where she was charged with burglary. The charges were later dropped. She's also working on advocating for women's rights and domestic abuse. I said, okay now, because on this last season of Love and Hip Hop, I was like, why is Carly still doing this? Just like Rashida. Y'all half 100. Y'all been on here for about 10 years. You should have profitable businesses right now where you should be able to exit and move on to the next chapter in your life. Kind of how Tammy Roman did with Basketball Wives. I've noticed that Carly has been speaking on panels and hosting a lot of different events about women's rights and DV awareness and stuff. Now, this is what I like to see, and it's positive. I'm all for it. I was like, now this is the type of stuff that I think you should do, especially since you've been on TV and your physical situations with these men has been well documented. Not like with a Destiny Payton where she's doing all this DV awareness and stuff, and we don't know, for which it's not for us to know, but it's up in the air whether or not it's true. You know, it's true facts. But with Carly, we've seen her go through that stuff. Remember Arkansas Mo? Do y'all remember what broke my heart? Was when Carly was in that therapist's office with Arkansas Mo. And Carly started getting sick and was shaking and stuff. She looked so like frail and battered. And you know, Carly ain't never been the type to bite her tongue or whatever. But she seemed genuinely scared. She just seemed like she had been abused. You know what I'm saying? It was really, really sad. That's when I knew. I was like, he the worst kind. And I'm sorry, out of the set of men I done dealt with, the Arkansas one's been the worst. The Cancer and a Gemini and a Scorpio. Exactly. I ain't even finna say his nickname. Anyway, so shout out to Carly. I thought that was really good. I think that's a positive experience. I noticed that her and Yandy were speaking at some sort of event, and they were talking about women's rights and success and stuff like that. I like seeing Carly more in her professional bag and not her messy bag. And I think that young girls would believe her. People would believe her because we watched her go through it and she survived it. Exactly. So shout out to Carly. Let's talk about the lawsuit with Carlos King and Selena and them. Then we're gonna talk about the Braxtons, and then last we're gonna talk about Hazel E and Blueface. We gonna leave the ratchet shit for last, child. Okay, child. So I woke up this morning and today seems kind of odd. So I first heard this on Chef Don Don's live. Shout out to Chef Don Don. I be listening to him in the morning. And then I went over to Hannah Grace because I believe that's the young lady who had the official audio recording of, you know, what's really going on. So not allegedly. So the plaintiff in this case, her name is Christy Smith. On October the 20th, she filed suit against a bunch of folks. Discovery, which I guess is like the parent company, owned Oprah Winfrey Network, Kingdom Reign. It was another party. And then, of course, Selena and Lateshia Pearson, not Lateshia Scott, y'all. So 2 cast members, Selena and Lateshia, Carlos King, Kingdom Reign. So she's suing them because they used her son's nonprofit for profit. So her foundation was about losing her son. And, you know, Selena also, you know, promoted that as well. She also points out that they used her tagline, turning pain into purpose, which I love it, girly. Christy, I love that, turning pain into purpose. Exactly. She said they used her tagline, turning pain into purpose. They appropriated her trademark for financial gain, which is for a storyline on Belle Collective, of course. I'm not sure why Lateshia is mentioned, other than she's the executive producer or creator, you know, like co-creator of the show. But she also alleges that they used her, basically her story and her lifestyle. She said that they faked a character, she was acting like a paralegal and a bail bondsman. Basically, she's saying Lateshia is fake. She ain't no paralegal. She ain't no bail bondsman. But the plaintiff, Christy Smith, she said that's actually what she does. I said, what now? Now, maybe I should ask Lateshia. I'm going to ask Lateshia. Y'all remind me, I'm going to ask Lateshia. Are you saying that Lateshia is not really a bail bondsman or a paralegal, and she knew you or something and just decided to take your whole thing and use it as a storyline? I wonder, is that why she added Lateshia in there? And I know Lateshia just ain't tell us that she was a bail bondsman and a paralegal, and she really not. Is there a registry for paralegals? I don't think so, because I'm a legal clerk. All you have to do is have legal experience. Exactly. So I don't know, y'all, but I don't know. I think if she can prove that, and she's the owner of the nonprofit organization, and Selena, but is Selena a co-founder? I thought she was like the co-founder of the organization or something. Or did the girl Christy Smith tell them explicitly, say, hey, I don't want y'all to use this? Or is it because they didn't offer her no money? They used all of her shit and didn't offer her a quarter. In this case, I feel like they should settle. Carlos King owned all of the people. I feel like if y'all knowingly used her tagline, her nonprofit, and everything for a storyline, Lateshia, she trying to say you basically stole her whole persona and used it as a storyline. The reason why she coming after y'all is because she want her money. And maybe she wants her recognition. I would too, especially if it applies to my son or my kids. You know what I'm saying? And then you go on national TV and use my shit. You don't show me any recognition. I'm not giving no coins for this. If Carlos King and OWN know what's good for them, pay this lady. Not turning pain into purpose. And what Funky say, pay me for my pain. Pay her for her pain, please. And the fact that we have one more episode of Belle Collective after the one that come on tonight. And then, according to DJ Richie Scott, it's only going to be a 1-part reunion. This is a short season. Only one episode for the reunion. Love and Marriage Huntsville is going down the drain as we speak. OWN already was caught up in a damn lawsuit with Maurice Scott and the YouTube girlies and stuff. Do y'all think OWN probably tired of Carlos King? I don't know. I think Love and Marriage Huntsville had a good run. I feel like Belle Collective this season had a lot of hype behind it, but I feel like we didn't get enough meat and potatoes. If Glenn and Amber is supposed to be our climax, we didn't get enough meat and potatoes. We should have had more going on this season. I think that OWN should focus more on shows like Heart and Hustle Houston. Like Heart and Hustle Houston. I like Family or Fiance. I wish they'll bring back Put a Ring on It. I don't know who told them not to keep film and put a ring on it. Put a ring on it was good as hell. All they needed was a different doctor. Get the doctor from Love and Marriage Huntsville, the therapist that's gonna help the Muscle Milk twins. I don't know, child, but I mean, if I'm on and I keep getting caught up in lawsuits with you and your shows, am I actually getting more money or am I losing more money? Not including all of those legal fees. Even if they got out of the lawsuit with Maurice and the content creators, they still spend how much time and money on legal fees and counsel? Now you gotta take your ass back to court for another one of his shows and end up paying this lady, because they gonna pay this lady something, especially if she could prove that this is her organization and then just show the episodes. Ugh, I guess, child. Not to mention, child, they probably paid Mel a hell of a severance package when she left, especially with Destiny lying ass on the reunion stage talking about somebody groomed her. I guess, child. Anyway, on to other things. Let's talk about the Braxtons really quick. Did y'all watch the episode last night? I could have had a V8. It was okay, child. Snake ass Tawanda was having her little Bridgerton thing, her bridal shower. Tony didn't come to none of the events because she was so worried about, you know, her shows or whatever. So Tony flies out the ladies, well, at least Trina and Tawanda. She flied them out to Miami to come to her show to make up for the fact that she didn't come to the bridal shower or anything else, or the bachelorette party. We get a scene where Trina, I didn't know Trina was a real estate agent. She's talking about meeting with Faison Love, I guess, the fat, funky Faison ass him, exactly, to buy a home. I didn't know that's what she did. Anyway, so they go out to Miami. Why didn't Tony invite Tamar? So after the little dinner or whatever, is Tamar uninvited to everything regarding the wedding? Even if they just having a sisters get together, Tony as the oldest sister, even if y'all just had a knockdown drag out, that's just what family do. I think I don't know if Tony invited Tamar and she didn't decide to go, but if they didn't even invite her, I think that's kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still y'all sister. So they out in Miami. Tawanda and Trina just seem like Tony's little minions. You know what I'm saying? I don't like them. Anyway, so they go to Mr. Child's for dinner. Tony, Tawanda, and Trina. And then we get a split scene with Tamar and her good Judy. They out to dinner, and on each scene they talking about what happened. Tawanda, like, she's sick of dealing with Tamar. She don't want to have a sit down with Tamar. She been telling Tamar for years her actions, I don't like people like Tawanda. Let's not start in the middle. Let's start in the beginning. She's not acting like that for any reason. I don't like people that trigger people or do things to people and then you try to police their response. I tell people that all of the time. You can't cross me and do me dirty, cheat on me, lie to me, and then expect me to approach you in a respectful manner. No. You can't do shit to people and then expect them, just like, you know how when you in a relationship with a dude, they be like, don't come at me like that. Don't come at me like that. Nigga, you just lied to my face and I caught you in the girl DMs. You can't disrespect me and then expect me to come to you in a respectful manner. It's not gonna happen like that. I'm meeting disrespect with extreme disrespect. I'm on whatever you on times 10. Exactly. Ain't that what she said? Anyway, so Tawanda, like, she not meeting up with Tamar. Tamar was wrong. Tamar was wrong for touching Trina. Trina's still saying that she ain't touched Tamar. But when I went back and watched it, you did touch her. You touched her, but you didn't do it as in a malicious manner. Anyway, so Tamar talking about how people say she wrong when she cut her family off, but her family full of shit. Now I see why Tamar cuts her family off, because y'all do be gaslighting the dog shit out of her and y'all be dead wrong. And then when she act a plum ass, she's the bad guy. And it's like, I didn't act an ass for no reason. Even in this scene, everybody is gaslighting her. They like, the lawyer threatening to sue Tamar. You know exactly who sued you. Even if the brother knew, Tamar is saying one of y'all hoes gave them the address. One of y'all hoes, one of y'all sisters had something to do with it because they wouldn't have known the address to send it to me. So one of y'all did have something to do with it. The fact that they trying to act like they hands clean, even if y'all didn't draft up the paperwork or whatever, y'all knew, bitch. Anyway, so she telling him about the dinner. She talking about Toni Braxton stood up like she on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like she about to flip the table. Shout out to Teresa Goodice. Remember when she flipped that damn table? Exactly. I might flip a table this week. Let me not say that, because the last time I said something, girl, spoke it into existence. Anyway, so the episode was okay. Tawanda was talking about she don't want to fuck with Tamar. Tamar talking about she don't want to fuck with her family. Is this the climax? Is this the climax of this season? Because I know y'all, this is giving Belle Collective. Y'all only had one climactic moment or centered y'all whole season around one thing. That be the problem. That's why Salt Lake City is doing so much better, because it's multiple layers, multiple drama. Brittany a deadbeat mama. Meredith's husband might be cheating. Lisa putting out dirt on everybody. Bronwyn might be a thieving ass bitch from hell. Heather might be behind all of the drama and really setting Lisa up to take the fall. It's just so much drama. Bronwyn sucking on gout dick. Nah, anyway, it just needs to be more layers. Just like with Belle Collective, we only got one layer of drama. Glenn and Amber. Okay, Amber may have sucked some zick. Glenn say he ain't fucked with her. Latrice set him up. Cliff upstairs jiggling ball. Who knows, child? But what I'm saying is, it's just not enough happening. I don't know on Belle Collective if they thought the extra layer was gonna be Marie and Cedric in the Caucasian persuasion, but that wasn't enough for us, and it wasn't believable. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, these shows is getting kind of tired. Reality TV is getting kind of tired, friend. The only thing that's really piquing my interest is Salt Lake City. Potomac is not. I like Reasonable Doubt. Maybe Love and Hip Hop Miami gonna have some tea going on. Okay, but tonight, Ready to Love Detroit coming on. I do want to see that because some of the men are some tenders. Some of the men are some tenders. But did y'all peep the girl in the opening scene? She's a tall, light-skinned girl. We gonna talk about her tonight. She said, I'm 6 foot. She said, I'm 6 foot and I done had 3 kids, so I need a big man. And I'm like, did I just hear that right? Did y'all hear that? She said, I'm 6 foot and I had 3 kids, so I need a big man. So are you trying to say you big and your coochie wide? Like, what was the other part, friend? I don't know. I thought that was kind of odd. I was like, I guess, child. Anyway, so maybe later on tonight, since Belle Collective and Ready to Love coming on, we can go live. I want to go out though, because I got this cute dress and I'm gonna redo my hair, child. It's gonna be cute. Anyway, so before I go, let's talk about Hazel E and Blueface them. Let's get ratchet. Let's get ratchet. Let's get ratchet. Let's get ratchet. It's Friday. We gonna talk about Blueface, girl. Okay. So, girl, Hazel E, which I don't even know why I'm following Hazel E. I was shocked that I was even following Hazel E. Have I always, or was it Live Bites and then I started following Hazel E? Either way, Hazel E was out at the club last night. They were at Almighty J's album release party. If the name sound familiar, Almighty J was the little boy who used to date Black China. First of all, he 26. What the hell is Hazel E? I'm sure Hazel E about a half 100. She at least 47, 48. What is Hazel E doing at an album release party for a 26-year-old? Hollywood is really strange. I thought it was strange when Black China was going out with the little boy, because he was only 20, he was like 21 or something. Anyway, child, so Blueface and them at the party. Him and Hazel E all over each other. I thought this was funny though. Remember that dude Brock from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, he is the one who came out the closet and was messing with the little chocolate short gay dude who was on Bad Boys Club that Jonathan was beating his friend ass. I forgot his name. And it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, Brock is the tall, light-skinned one. He was also on Marriage Boot Camp, who he came out the closet. He was on the DL on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So he was there. So I was thinking, is Hazel just there for the cameras and Blueface really there with Brock? Because he's definitely one of the DL boys. Brock is. Anyway, girl. So Hazel E and Blueface all on each other in the club. I'm talking about at some point, Blueface then took off his shirt. Hazel E, he's sitting in between Hazel E legs. They hugging or whatever. And Blueface gonna say, oh, we'll look good together. Hazel gonna say, that's what your mama said. I knew Clarissa, ain't that her name? I knew his mama probably was behind this shit. Anyway, so he telling some, you need a young nigga. You need some young meat. And Hazel was like, yeah, I probably do. I need a stepdaddy. Bitch, you'll do anything for clout. You do. I'm 1,000% sure Hazel just wants some clout. She's one of those girlies. Remember, she been shading Cardi B, trying to get Cardi to mention her name. She'll do anything for clout. And it's given you only want to fuck with Blueface because you want some clout. Or maybe a TV deal or something. Let Krishan live in her toxicity. Meanwhile, across town, okay, so first I'm scrolling. I see Blueface and Hazel E all at the club. I'm like, huh, this is a cesspool. Like, whatever, I'm through with this shit. The next post, I see, I'm on Live Bites. I see Krishan, girl, crying at the airport. I'm talking about, I fucked this up, girl. What is she talking about? She was like, a bitch is tired, bro. I'm tired. You tired of looking stupid? You got to be, bitch, because I'm tired of you looking stupid. Girl, so she talking about some, she tired, bro. She talking about some, I love my baby. She want Blueface to take care of the baby. Wasn't you just on the damn pod? Wasn't you just on DDG stream with him? Kissing all over him? It's given Blueface got out, got some of that polluted cat, hung out with you for a day, called you a golden retriever and a Labrador. He said he ain't gonna never get rid of his Labrador. But then he went outside and fucking on Hazel E. Or popping out with Hazel E. Would y'all rather see Blueface with Krishan or with Hazel E? My whole thing is, if Blueface allowed, I would actually like to see where this goes. I'm sorry. I love to see a train wreck. I want to see Blueface hook up with Hazel E. Because Blueface ain't going to be able to do Hazel E the way he did Krishan and Jaden. Hazel E is equally as toxic as Blueface. She been doing this. Hazel E been being toxic and problematic when Blueface was a baby. She was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood arguing with Masika. And I want to know, because Krishan ain't going nowhere. That's his baby mama. We know Krishan ain't going nowhere. So if he started dating Hazel E, I would pay good money. I would give my last HD wig to see Krishan beat the dog shit. I would pay good money to see Krishan whoop Hazel E ass just on GP. Hold on, do y'all remember when Masika drug? Do y'all remember the episode when Masika drug Hazel E off that damn stage? Literally drug her down from the stage, and Masika whooped Hazel E ass that day. And it's crazy because y'all know how Hazel E is. She go talk shit. She go talk shit. So I know Hazel E ain't gonna shut up if Krishan start talking shit. But Krishan beat Hazel E ass. And Blueface just gonna be sitting there looking like a fucking 500-piece puzzle. I hope that boy start getting laser surgery on his face, child, and get them damn tattoos off. Because if I'm gonna be dealing with this toxicity all throughout the holiday season, I'm gonna need you to look like something, or at least start putting on some foundation. Either Blueface gonna have to start wearing concealer, or he needs to take his ass to that damn doctor and start getting them tattoos off his face. Fast. Whack 100, I'm talking to you. If you still his manager. I'ma start banning this nigga. Exactly. I'ma ban him from the internet if he don't go get some laser and get them tattoos off his face, or he gonna have to start wearing concealer. Tell him to call Lateshia Scott. She'll help him find his shade. Fenty Beauty is always available. Something must be done. Exactly. Anyway, y'all. I just wanted to tell y'all about that ghetto shit that's going on because I thought it was funny. And I want to see Krishan beat up Hazel. We ain't got nothing else to do. Trump, did y'all hear about Trump punk ass? After the judge ordered him to use some of them contingency fund to at least pay half a SNAP benefits, this dude is appealing the judge's orders. Imagine how angry you have to be to not want to feed people the month of a holiday about Thanksgiving. Do you know how deplorable, do you know how much of a bad person you have to be to, first of all, not want to give people money for food? People may starve during the holiday season at that. And then on top of that, after the judge tell you to do so, you want to appeal it? You know what? This is what I think. I think he didn't use that contingency money to build that damn ballroom. He lying about that being his personal money. I think his ass using some of that contingency money for that damn ballroom. So now he got to pay out that damn money. He ain't got it. Like Tasha K. He ain't got it. He ain't got the damn money. And the fact that you want to fight and draw it out, like, people are hungry right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to go off on a tangent, but that just kind of pissed me off. Anyway, so tell me what y'all think about the Hazel E, the Blueface stuff, Carlos King being in yet another lawsuit. Is OWN gonna get tired of him? I am. Anyway, tell me what y'all thought about the Braxtons, Marceau throwing shade. Do y'all think that shade towards Martell, or he just talking in general? And then tell me what y'all think about Carly Red doing something positive. I heard that. Exactly. Anyway, so I may hit y'all up later on tonight. Make sure your notifications on. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment, y'all. I got a few more hours to go at work. Let's snickle and giggle, friend. Exactly. Anyway, love y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.